Good evening, happy holidays, and welcome to this special Christmas Eve edition of Chicago Tonight. I'm Paris Schutz. Brandis Friedman has the evening off. On the show tonight, the details on the extension of the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, which Congress passed this week. The history of a tucked-away Hyde Park Street in Ask Jeffrey.
This ties me with the current record, so I need one more bird to break the record.
A high school student's quest to see more bird species in Cook County than anyone ever.
We can work together. We can work it out.
I know we can make it. I know that we can. I know darn well we can work it out.
And meet a group of Chicago artists paying tribute to the Pointer Sisters. But first off tonight, good news for the Great Lakes. Congress approved a 5-year extension to the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, or the GLRI. The federal program has spent billions over the past decade cleaning up some of the region's most polluted sites. It's also funded efforts to remove and block invasive species like the Asian carp from reaching Lake Michigan and other waterways. Here with more on what this means for Chicago and the region is Joel BRAMMEIER, President and CEO of the Alliance for the Great Lakes. Joel, welcome back to Chicago Tonight.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what this extension in Congress does. It increases the program's funding to $375 million by 2022 and then an additional $25 million each year until 2026. So it's a lot of money for this initiative. Briefly remind us what the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative does.
The Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, or GLRI, got its start really as a way to fund a lot of the planned cleanups of contaminated sites around the Great Lakes that had been festering for decades, since the 70s. And so back in 2009, this program got jump-started at $475 million a year to clean up those sites and do things like restore fish and wildlife habitats, stop invasive species. And it's invested $3 billion into the Great Lakes region since then. This bill steadily will increase it back up to its originally funded level of $475 million over 5 years.
All right, so tell us some of the bigger successes with the GLRI in the Chicago region, specifically around Lake Michigan.
Sure. There are many to go around. A big one here in the Illinois area is Waukegan Harbor, which was one of the worst contaminated sites in the Great Lakes that has been cleaned up. There are others that are still underway like that. For example, Indiana Harbor, just over the Indiana border, still in the process of being cleaned up and still needs additional funding. Projects like the efforts to stop Asian carp from getting into Lake Michigan have had tens of millions of dollars put into them through the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. And there are more than 5,000 other projects across the Great Lakes region that have benefited from this funding, and a program that's been audited several times and always comes out as a very successful, very effective program.
All right, let's hone in on the Asian carp. We've reported on this invasive species over many, many, many years. Remind us briefly why Asian carp is so damaging to Lake Michigan if it gets in.
Yeah, well, the Great Lakes, they're really the global frontier for invasive species in freshwater, and invasives have had a devastating impact on the ecology and the economy of the lakes. Some estimates suggesting that the lakes are actually losing more than $200 million in economic activity annually just from the impacts of some invasive species. So stopping Asian carp from getting in is a top priority because it will protect the recreational economy and water quality of the Great Lakes. Right. These fish are moving toward Lake Michigan through the Illinois River, and there was a project actually authorized this week to build new protections against Asian carp from getting into Lake Michigan and the other Great Lakes right here in Illinois at a place called Brandon Road Lock and Dam. And so we're really excited about that in addition to the increased funding for the GLRI.
Yeah, that's the Brandon Road Lock and Dam. Isn't there an electronic barrier there? It's over on the Des Plaines River near Joliet. Has that worked so far?
The electrical barrier that's there is a deterrent to these critters moving. What's going to be planned for the Brandon Road site is a much more extensive set of barriers, electrical, chemical, and other types of technologies that can actually prevent these fish from moving toward Lake Michigan, really custom designed for that job. So it's a big job, and it's been something we've been seeking this project authorization for a long time. So we're very happy to see that too.
All right, what about the other invasive species, quagga mussels, zebra mussels? I mean, when you look at Lake Michigan, it's so much clearer. The pH balance is different. How's the lake doing in keeping out those invasive species? What impact have they had?
Yeah, Lake Michigan, it's deceptively beautiful, right? Because of course, zebra mussels and quagga mussels have had the effect of making the water look cleaner. Unfortunately, what that really reflects is that the water doesn't have nearly as much food in it as it used to. Invasive species like those mussels, they actually take the food out of the water much more effectively than some of our native species do. It's just one of the many impacts that invasives have on the Great Lakes. So while Lake Michigan is a lot cleaner than it used to be for a lot of reasons, especially the crackdowns on industrial and sewage pollution, that blue color is actually a reflection of some of the clarity that shouldn't be there naturally because of invasive species.
All right.
You really can't turn those effects around once they're there, so you've got to stop them from getting in.
As we mentioned earlier, with the bill that Congress passed, $375 million a year in 2022, then going up to the original $475 million by 2026. How do you expect that money will be spent?
There's plenty of work to do. There's, as I mentioned already, a lot of contaminated sites to clean up. Invasive species prevention has got to be job one. We're facing serious impacts of extreme storms in the Great Lakes, from flooding in cities to the erosion of our coasts and shorelines. All of that demands more resources, and we're going to need those resources to go to those problems that the Great Lakes are facing. And we're facing down the reality of a changing climate that is having a serious impact on the Great Lakes. And one more thing I'll mention is that we know that the next presidential administration coming in is going to place a climate lens and an environmental justice lens on all environmental programs. And so this is an opportunity to really use some of that GLRI funding to address those challenges and make sure that communities that have borne the brunt of that pollution in the Great Lakes are actually benefiting and being restored through programs like the GLRI.
So you mentioned coastal erosion, climate change. We've talked a lot about how the Lake Michigan levels have been historically high recently. Is there still a threat of erosion of the Chicago coastline, northern Illinois? Where does that stand right now?
Well, nobody can predict the lake levels from year to year. We know that we've seen a big jump from a record low up to a record high that has just hammered the shoreline here in Chicago and elsewhere. So while we think the levels are going to be a little bit lower next year, we think these extreme changes are going to be a normal thing for the Great Lakes. And so we've got to have shorelines that are more resilient, that can actually bear the brunt of the impacts of high lake levels. The time to plan for the next record high is now. So we've got to plan and build for that while we have the opportunity once the water levels go down just a little bit.
All right, Joe BRAMMEIER, it's a lot to watch, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And up next, a high school student's quest to see more bird species in Cook County than anyone ever.
Latinos, who make up 1/3 of the population, continue to power the city that works.
These are the people that are working 3 jobs, knowing that COVID is out there. Those are the people that need the help, and we should help them.
Long before school became the challenging situation it's been this year, teachers and parents have always wanted students to become active learners. This next story is about a high school senior who's been spending 2020 researching and chasing an unusual educational goal. Jay Shefsky brought us this story a couple of months ago. Here's another look.
There are a lot of birders out here today at Saganashkee Slough in southwestern Cook County. They haven't come for the seagulls or even for these American coots. No, they're aiming their spotting scopes at a rare visitor to the Chicago area.
We're looking at a really special bird out here. It's called an eared grebe, and they tend to show up about once a year, once every other year in Cook County.
That eared grebe is way out there. Just a speck, even in their scopes.
Yeah, it's been a really exciting day out here.
But 17-year-old Isu O'Brien has another reason to be excited. That eared grebe is the 281st bird species that Isu has seen in Cook County this year, and that ties the all-time record.
You know, this has been a goal that I've been pursuing since January, and to now realize that I'm tied and I'm so close to breaking it, it feels really unreal.
Isu is attempting what birders call a big year.
A big year is basically, it's a birding competition where you try to see as many bird species as you can in a certain geographic area.
It's not an organized competition exactly. There's no trophy or prize money, just bragging rights. And a lot of time spent looking for birds that most of us never see.
If you're going to do a real serious big year, it's an enormous effort.
Josh Engel is a longtime birder and birding guide. He's also one of Isu O'Brien's mentors.
From January 1st, you set off, and every day you need to be out trying to find that next new bird.
Going for a big year during a pandemic has been especially tough, since Chicago's lakefront was closed during the spring.
So that means a lot of our special migration hotspots like Montrose Point and Rainbow Beach and Steelworkers Park on the south side, those were all inaccessible. So I had to kind of improvise a little bit and get creative.
Unlike when I did a big county year, other people I know who've done a big county year, he found more of the birds for himself than most people do when they do a big year.
You know, anyone can do a big year. You can try to see as many birds in a year in your yard. It does not have to be a competitive effort.
Clearly for Isu, part of the fun is breaking the record. He says it's like a treasure hunt. But since he often goes out alone, how do we know that he's telling the truth? Or that he's knowledgeable enough to distinguish an eared grebe from some other grebe?
If there's any question about what you saw during your big year, birders will sort of whisper about it in the next year, you know, whether the record can be believed or not. But, you know, one of the great things about Isu is that, you know, we know his record is ironclad. He's a really great young birder, and we know that what he's saying he's seeing, he's actually seeing for sure.
Now, Isu O'Brien did not work all year to tie the record. So he's heading to the other end of the lake where common seagulls are known to gather at dusk, and sometimes less common gulls hang out with them. Isu and some friends use bread to attract more gulls and hopefully their unusual cousins. Isu has been a passionate birder since he was 9, when his grandparents took him out during spring migration.
Well, so my husband and I are not birders, so we don't really understand. For me, I'm just happy that he's doing something that he really loves. It takes people a lifetime to find something that they feel passionate about, and he found it at such a young age.
But today, he is not finding another bird species. Then, 2 days later at Montrose Point, this happened.
Sitting up there on the... Oh, that's it.
I got it. You got it?
Yeah.
It was the common redpoll that put him over the top. Bird number 282 in Isu O'Brien's big year.
It's really hard to explain, but there's this thrill that comes with the big year. It's not like there's any prize money involved or, you know, anything like that, but being able to say that you did it is something incredible, and that's the reward.
For Chicago Tonight, this is Jay Shefsky.
The big year record that Isu O'Brien broke was set 7 years ago by another high school student. And while Isu seems to have a solid reputation among other birders, he still takes a picture of every rare bird he sees, even if it's just on an iPhone taken through the spotting scope. And up next, an encore edition of Ask Jeffrey.
Chicago Tonight is made possible in part through the generous support of the Julius Frankel Foundation.
A tucked away Hyde Park Street sits as a time capsule from the days before the neighborhood was even part of Chicago. Jeffrey Bayer joins us with a story of the Rosalie Villas in this week's Ask Jeffrey. Hey Jeffrey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Hi, Paris.
All right, it's good to see you. So this comes from Julia Snyder, not surprisingly, from Hyde Park. She says, I grew up in Hyde Park on a stretch of Harper Avenue where most of what appear to be the original frame houses are still there. We were told that when the homes were built, the nearby train tracks were at ground level. We were even told that the original homeowners were allowed to have boats and could drag them across the tracks onto the beach. So is any of this true?
All right, well, let's take a look at this charming stretch of homes along Harper Avenue in the Hyde Park neighborhood between 57th and 59th Streets. They were part of Hyde Park's first planned community. It was known as Rosalie Villas, built way back in the 1880s. Remarkably, almost all of these Queen Anne and shingle-style homes are still standing almost 140 years later, albeit with some remodeling and restoration. So the Rosalie Villas were developed by one Rosalie Buckingham. She was a wealthy heiress whose name Chicagoans will likely recognize from Buckingham Fountain in Grant Park, which is named for Rosalie's cousin, Clarence. The Buckinghams were one of early Chicago's wealthiest families, having made their money in the grain elevator business. But Rosalie Buckingham is even more famous to PBS and WTTW viewers for an entirely different reason, and I will reveal that reason in just a minute. The houses on Harper Avenue were designed to attract middle and upper middle class professionals in that period of the 1880s. Some of them are thought to have even been marketed as lakefront vacation homes because this was way back when Hyde Park was part of the larger Hyde Park Township, which was a huge swath of the South Side that was not actually part of Chicago at that point. It was annexed to the city in 1889. The design of the development was overseen by the architect who was already famous for having designed Pullman, which is the planned community we're looking at right here on what is now Chicago's far South Side. His name was Solon Spencer Beeman. Beeman provided the overall vision for Rosalie Villas, which is what we're looking at now, and he designed many of the houses, and there were rules that homeowners and other architects had to follow, which led to the continuity of the size and style of the homes that you can still see today. And also, as in Pullman, the architect Beeman designed Rosalie Villas to be a sort of self-contained community, including this 3-story clubhouse at Harper and 57th Street. It's gone today, and now the famous Powell's Bookstore stands on that same corner, Harper and 57th. And just across the street from the clubhouse were the Rosalie Music Hall and the Red Roses Cafe. Both are now gone. And if that isn't enough rose for you, even the street itself was originally named Rosalie Court.
Sounds like a jumping place back in the day, Jeffrey. So why was the development built in the first place?
Well, the short answer is that it was just a commercial venture for Rosalie Buckingham. Development began in 1883. Lots were sold starting in 1885. But her involvement in the project was actually short-lived because in 1890, she married none other than Harry Selfridge, who was then the retail manager at Marshall Field's department store. But of course, he went on to start the enormously successful Selfridge's department store in London. And here's that WTTW PBS connection. Mr. Selfridge, of course, was the focus of a PBS drama of the same name from a few years ago. And so WTTW viewers might know Rosalie from that show by her married name, Rose Selfridge.
And of course, Jeremy Piven there, the actor, a Chicago area native. All right, so back to the original question. What about the boats being dragged across the train tracks? Did that happen?
Yeah, well, so today the Illinois Central Railroad tracks do run on an elevated embankment right behind the houses that's used for by the Metra electric commuter trains. But our questioner is right that at first the trains ran at grade level. In this photo, the tracks, you can just see them. They're just visible on the left side of the frame. This meant the original homeowners essentially did have lakefront views. And so it's entirely possible that residents dragged their boats over the tracks to enjoy the lake or maybe the lagoons in Jackson Park. But if they did, it was only for a few years. In 1892, the tracks were elevated on embankments ahead of the World's Columbian Exposition, which of course took place right there in Jackson Park the following year, 1893. Today, many of the houses retain the names of their original owners. Here's the Cook residence with its brown shingles and arched porch near 57th Street. And here's the conjoined J.J. Jackman house near 59th Street, a duplex or double house. Now, it was designed by the development architect Solon S. Beeman himself, but he violates his own mandate there because his original mandate was requiring only detached homes in the community, and this is a duplex.
Those are some beautiful homes, though. All right, Jeffrey, another kernel of knowledge here that I knew nothing about. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And don't forget, you can visit our website for more details about Hyde Park's Rosalie Villas. And while you're there, don't forget to submit your own question to Jeffrey Bayer. That's all at WTTW.com/AskJeffrey. And we're back with more right after this.
Ask Jeffrey is brought to you in part by BMO Harris Bank.
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh, I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle. That works? Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you?
Smile.
Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
After a tumultuous year of social unrest, a group of Chicago artists are paying tribute to the Pointer Sisters in a remake of a song that underscores the importance of working together. Arts correspondent Angel Ito takes us to Wicker Park for another look at the Chicago remix of Yes We Can.
Oh, I know we can make it work. I know we can make it if we try.
A song originally sung by the Pointer Sisters in 1973 is making a comeback, this time by Chicago artists.
Yes, we can. I know we can. Yes, we can.
From vocalists to musicians, this mission to promote community and togetherness has been put together by Chicagoan Cheryl Reese. We caught up at the Chop Shop restaurant to talk more about how they were able to remake this song during the pandemic.
All of these people were absolutely wonderful and the best in their craft. So we all work together, which is the encouragement right there.
With COVID restrictions, musicians were forced to record their parts separately, but the vocalists were able to sing together.
And they didn't rehearse at all, so they had to all come in from just listening to the original recording and then make it work, you know. And they sang it all together too.
Now, while each vocalist had a different connection to the song, they all hope its impact will be the same.
Some of us old fogies, we need to be reminded that, hey, just because something has been this way for so long doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. You know, every person has a part. Every person can do something, whether it's small or big, and this song reminds you of that. Like, hey, I can do something.
That's important that you tap into that gift that you have that you can give to people, because that's that light. That's what you bring here. We have the power, and it's with us, all of us. If we decide that we're going to work together, the unity is going to bring about the upsurgence and the resurgence of community.
I know we can make it if we try. Yes, we can. I know we can.
Just singing the hooks and the backgrounds, you could just hear, like, you know, we tried to jump into that place where the ladies were in the 70s and bring the same vigor and drive to the song that they did.
Even in this tribute to the Pointer Sisters, the remake of this song comes at a cost.
If you think about it, it's kind of sad in a way that we still have to use these songs to try to better things. And not just better things internally, but to try to put the message out to other people that, you know, we belong here just as much, if not more, than everybody else.
Nonetheless, the creatives involved say they're grateful to use music to help others recognize the importance of togetherness.
I want music to be a healing force, you know, and a positive force, and something that promotes community.
The thing that makes me play better, and it speaks also to the community, is when I have help from other people.
Unity is the way, and so, you know, tribe up, get your people, and make some things happen. Yes, we can, yes, we will, and yes, we must.
Yes, we can work together, we can work it out. And we came together and created this beautiful project.
I know darn well we can work it out.
For Chicago Tonight, I'm Angel Ito.
And you can visit our website for more information on all of the artists involved and to watch the Yes We Can project in its entirety. And that is our show for this Thursday night. We'll be off tomorrow night, but tune in this weekend at 6 p.m. for special editions of Chicago Tonight Voices. Also, don't forget to stay connected with us by signing up for our daily briefing. And you can get Chicago Tonight streamed on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, WTTW.com/news. You can also get the show via podcast and the PBS video app. We leave you tonight with a look at a festive tradition. The Archway Lights were started by neighbors Ignacio Martinez and Arthur Harris and can be seen on Francisco Street in Irving Park, just north of Irving Park Road. I walked through it the other night. It's a spectacular display, so our kudos to Ignacio and Arthur. And now for all of us here at Chicago Tonight, I'm Paris Schutz. Thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays to you and your family. Maybe leave out a mask for Santa with the goodies. Stay healthy and safe, and have a good night.
Closed captioning for this program is made possible by Robert A. Clifford and Clifford Law Offices, pleased to give back to the community through numerous charitable initiatives.